We spend a surprising amount of our lives simply standing by. We wait for the right moment. We wish for a better opportunity. We hope that eventually circumstances will automatically align in our favor. Psychologists call this passive state an external locus of control. It is the belief that your future is largely dictated by outside forces, your environment, luck, or the decisions of other people. Relying on those outside forces creates a strict ceiling on what you can achieve. If you are constantly waiting for external validation or the perfect conditions to appear before you start, you surrender your ability to act. There is an alternative. The architect mindset requires a complete rejection of that need for outside approval. It demands total ownership of your own mind and the specific choices you make every single day. Hoping is not a viable plan. A life of your own design must be actively engineered, not passively received. Achievement begins with a specific prerequisite: choosing to believe in your own capacity for success before any physical progress is actually made. That self-belief is not a random occurrence. It is the result of intentional self-programming. You have to decide to build an optimistic, confident attitude through consistent mental repetition. This flowchart illustrates exactly how that programming works. Think of it as a mental diet. Just as your body processes physical nutrition, your mind processes every thought. Raw external inputs enter a filtration barrier. From there, they are categorized as fuel or discarded as noise. To keep this system running at peak efficiency, you must feed it high-quality material, confident self-talk, specific goals, and ideas from mentors. By continuously feeding the system these specific inputs, you create a feedback loop. This deliberate curation builds the psychological framework necessary to pursue and reach ambitious targets. Success is rarely an accident of your environment. It is the direct byproduct of curating a high-quality psychological ecosystem. Building that internal ecosystem is only half the process. You also have to protect it from outside interference. The most persistent threat to this mindset rarely looks like outright sabotage. It comes in the form of well-meaning but negative opinions from peers who do not share your vision. To defend against that, you need an internal compass, what we can call the shield of intuition. Like this spinning gyroscope, remaining balanced on its own axis, it physically resists and deflects the invisible forces pushing against its outer rings. Operating this shield means paying close attention to your own internal signals. When a particular path or a decision doesn't align with your goals, you will feel it. You must sense it, acknowledge it, and trust that feedback. Once you identify that a direction is off course, the reaction must be immediate. You change your heading. You politely ignore the outside opinions and adjust your path without seeking external permission or validation. By maintaining this boundary, you achieve psychological independence. Your vision remains undisturbed by the doubts of others because it is yours and yours alone. Once the mind is secured, there is one final requirement to turn that internal framework into external reality: immediate action. You start. Execution must happen in the hyper-focused present. Success is not built on tomorrow's intentions, but on the actions you take today. This physics model demonstrates why immediate action is critical. It shows the mechanics of momentum. When you act on your own accord and apply force, you push past the initial threshold of static friction. Once you break that barrier, the wheel transitions into smooth, accelerating rotation. The first push takes the most effort, but the resulting momentum makes subsequent challenges significantly easier to conquer. Taking command of the present moment is the only reliable way to break through friction and reach the outcomes you envisioned. When you apply these mechanics, you transition from a passive observer to an active agent. You become a consistent, self-correcting force, capable of translating your mental vision into physical results. The relationship between your inputs and your results is direct. Your trajectory is no longer tied to hope. It is the predictable byproduct of your cognitive diet and your daily execution. By taking ownership of this system, you stop following a pre-written script. You become the primary authority over your own decisions, a law unto yourself. You have secured the authority over your own path. What you choose to build with that autonomy is entirely up to you.